Hi everybody, welcome to Friday's Ladies Bible Study. My name is Nina. I want to welcome each of you to this channel, The Life of Nina, and I hope that if you haven't yet, that you'll subscribe. First of all, I want to say I had already made this video and somehow I erased it, and we're on vacation, so I've been out in the wind all day, so I look a little rugged, so just look over me, okay? Today we are studying on Bathsheba. Her story is found in 2 Samuel chapter 11, verses 2 and 3. And let me get there real quick. Chapter 11, verses 2 and 3. And it came to pass in an eventide that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. And David sent and inquired after the woman, and one said, Is not that Bathsheba, the daughter of Elam, the wife of Uriah and the Hittite? Yes, it was. Okay, I'm going to read out the journal, the Top 100 Women of the Bible. It's a devotional journal. And let's see what it has to say here. Bathsheba must have been a real looker. A king was unable to resist her when he got a look at her from the roof of his palace. David sent messengers to bring the Hittite's wife to him, and then David slept with her. Scripture never seems to ask how Bathsheba felt about this. Was she offended at being commanded by a king, or was she flattered that he had noticed her? Whatever her response, she didn't have any say in the situation. Then, to her horror, Bathsheba discovered that she was pregnant. In Jewish law, the punishment for adultery was death for both the man and the woman. Fear must have struck this beauty's heart. Even if she thought to pass the child off as her husband's, Uriah had been away at war and surely would have known the child was not his. So she told David, and the king came up with a solution. He called Uriah back to Jerusalem, assuming Bathsheba could entice him into a romantic interlude, and the problem would be solved. But the king, who had fallen into this sin when he should have been on the battlefield, did not count on the uprightness of this foreigner who had taken the Jewish faith to heart. Coming to the king as ordered, Uriah refused to so much as cross his own threshold. When others were camping out, ready for war, he would not sleep with his wife in Jerusalem. David made him drunk, but he still would not go home. Seeing no other alternative, and perhaps feeling growing guilt over his own sins, the king changed plans, commanding that Uriah should be placed in the heat of battle and left defenseless. The plan worked. Uriah died. And I apologize if I'm not saying his name right. Bathsheba lost her husband at the connivance of her lover. Perhaps she initially felt relief at getting out of the very tight situation. But if her husband treated her tenderly, as Nathan's accusations in David's implies, she must at least have felt some emotional conflict. When Bathsheba's short period of mourning ended, David made her his wife. In a few months, she gave him a son, though the Bible never blames Bathsheba for the sins between herself, and the king. She shared in his grief when God punished David by taking the life of their child. But God quickly blessed her with another son, Solomon, who was loved by God and would become one of Israel's greatest kings. She also had 3 more children. Years later, Bathsheba stood up for her son's right to become king of Israel when his older brother Adonijah sought to grab the throne from the aging David. At her request, David kept his promise to make Solomon king. Still, Bathsheba must have been more kind-hearted than politically savvy, for when Adonijah asked to marry Abishag, which we did a study on her, who'd been David's nurse in his old age, Bathsheba pled his case to Solomon. Solomon deeply loved his mother if the great respect he treated her was of any sign, but he immediately saw that his brother was again threatening his throne, denied her mission, and had his brother killed. Bathsheba's story in that is that of a second chance. Her life was turned upside down by a king's desire, and she was seduced into sin with him. But she didn't stay there. God gave her another chance as David's wife, and the rest of the, God gave her another chance as David's wife, and the rest of the biblical account shows her as a caring mother and concerned wife. No one accused her of further sin, and she lived blamelessly. When God gives us second chances, we can follow in Bathsheba's footsteps. As long as we are alive, we are on a mission for him. Will we make ours as successful as hers? Remember this, Bathsheba is one of only 4 women mentioned in the lineage of Jesus. All right. Looking back on this, I wondered, I know I've heard in Bible stories how the roofs of the houses are so extremely close together, that some of them you can actually just walk over to the next house or, jump over there. And I know that because of it being hot, and then a lot of them had their animals and livestock, all that kept in the lower portion of the house so they could come and go. The roof of the house was sometimes used as, say, like we would call the den or family room, something to that effect. And apparently they had an area on the roof where they could take their baths. Now, I'm not sure how they bathed in the biblical days. I don't know if they kept mostly covered and just pulled up one section at a time, like a sponge bath would be called now, or if they would actually have a tub full of water and they would enter into that tub. I truly have no idea how that was done back then. I apologize, I didn't get to study any of that out. I should have. We were just told we were going to be on vacation with my sister and my brother-in-law. Well, we were told earlier, but they ended up getting an earlier Airbnb, and that's where we're at now. We'll be here about, I think, 3 or 4 days, and then we're going to go over to the other one. We are at a place called Stone Lake, and if any of you guys and girls watch my videos, go over and check my regular videos, not just the Friday ones. I posted one yesterday that was so funny. You have to watch it. My brother-in-law accidentally ran into the door. He didn't know that it was closed. It was so shiny and clean. And we were, he was coming up, I think, to help my husband carry stuff down. And, oh, yeah, he ran into that door, and it stunned him. It really did. So take a look at that. But I just want to say I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. I thank you for always being here and supporting me and leaving comments, because all of those little things that might not mean much to you and me, it means a lot to YouTube, like the like button and the subscribe. All of those are very important to YouTube, because once I get to, I think it's a little over 1,000 subscribers, I'm allowed then to put on, I guess it's AdSense, which is actually like commercials. And by the commercials, if people watch those for like 30 seconds or a minute or something, it actually will add money onto an account that I'll get after I have, over 1,000 subscribers. Now, I know I've got a long, long way to go. I'll get one and then I'll lose one. So it's just something that happens in the YouTube world. But I just want to say that if you don't mind, if you haven't subscribed, would you please do that for me? If it's not too much to ask. If you enjoy watching and listening to what I try to, share with you guys. But once again, I appreciate you. Like I said, we're on vacation, and I've been out in the wind all day, and I'm not sure if I told you that at the beginning or not, but I'm exhausted, and I'm just windblown, and it just makes me tired. So we will be Probably next week's we'll be on vacation, and I'll probably film from the next Airbnb that we're going to be at. So there's a beautiful lake behind me. Well, no, not behind me, actually in front of me. And so go ahead and watch my other videos. I posted one yesterday about the lake and then one today also. So, all right, thanks so much, and God bless you all, and have a wonderful, beautiful week. And even though it can be cloudy and gloomy and windy and a little chilly, we can still have that light shining in our heart and in our eyes so that others can see that Christ is in us. And we try to do our best by living by his rules and commandments. And so I want to thank you guys again for joining me and for being on vacation with me even. That's kind of cool. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.